I'm inclined to like any Marvel movie, admittedly, but this one was a really enjoyable film. Let's be honest, nothing I could say would really prevent anyone who was already planning on going to see this movie from seeing this movie this weekend. But I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't even say it's a Captain America movie. It's really more of an Avengers movie. Iron Man has such a huge part in it, and you see tons of the characters that we've been seeing over the past almost 10 years appearing in this film with Captain America, who's played by Chris Evans, who's handsome as heck and, wholesome. And but also, he brings a lot of, I feel like, depth. He brings a lot of depth to this character because it could be a super antiquated superhero, and I feel like maybe that's something Superman suffers from these days. Yes, this is going to get real nerdy, but but I really enjoyed the film. I think the first half is a little slow. It takes itself a little bit seriously, but by the middle, it really picks up, and we meet a ton of the characters who are going to be an important part of the next part of the Marvel universe, and it was just a fun ride.
How was Jeremy Renner and Scarlett Johansson this time around?
They were great. Not as big a roles in this one. Actually, Scarlett Johansson had a pretty big role, but Jeremy Renner is always great on screen, and Hawkeye is one of those great characters who's relatable since he's just a dude. He's, he doesn't have any super powers, so it's nice to see him get a little beat up every once in a while and know that, there are stakes to be had.
Yeah, so how long is the film? You said it's pretty long, too,
It is.
right?
I think it was at least 2 hours, maybe 2.5, I think. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I kind of have a rule, like an hour and a half, an hour 40 is my limit.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. I mean, sometimes a movie is so good that you just don't even realize it's going by the time. It's certainly, I can't say that for Batman versus Superman, which I thought was appalling, actually.
Yeah, this was not Batman versus Superman. And I do have to say, there are always things they can trim from these movies because they're trying to incorporate so many things. But overall, I think it was really fun. We meet Spider-Man, which was ridiculous to see because he's a Sony property, and it was nice to see these two huge corporations kind of work together and sort of do service to the fans and have Spider-Man's really integral to the comic book version.
Yeah.
So it was kind of exciting for me as like a big fan of this to see them actually make that happen. And we also meet Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther, which was exciting. He plays a big part in the upcoming kind of events that are about to happen in the Marvel universe. Yeah, but I do have to say my one warning is if you're someone who kind of watches these things as a good sport and comes along for fun and assists your nerdy friends, like this might not be for you. It might be too referential to the universe.
A lot of people listening with young kids going to the multiplex this weekend. How young can a kid be to go see this?
10 might be too young. I'd say maybe a little bit older. There's a lot of action, a lot of explosions. Any Marvel movie. So if your kids are fine with that, I would say, that's you call as a parent, but it's not necessarily like fun, easy. There's some serious stuff. People get pretty beat up. They heal, but they get pretty beat up, and you might not know that as a little kid. Yeah, but I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed seeing them bring together all the films that they've been bringing together over the past few years, and it's going to be very exciting to see where things go. And they're setting up this huge event happening. I keep referring to it as an event only because I haven't seen it yet. Nobody will for a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's got a great cast. So we have our rating system. If you've just checked this out for the first time with Dana, she has a beautiful mohawk. So how many out of 5 mohawks would you give this film, Dana?
I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 just because it was
Good.
very enjoyable.
Sounds great, yes.